Did it start recording? Yeah, it did, okay. And we're back. Well then, maybe I should head back. By the time I had finished watching the various clubs, the sky was orange as the sun was setting. Gail was at the school gates. Gail looked towards me and points the cell phone she is holding at me.
I
told Gail that I would take a look at the club activities before leaving. I left it at the dormitory. Well, doesn't it say in the school rules that you can't bring cell phones to school? Probably not. It's alright if you don't get caught, it seems. In my case, I'm not so worried about the school rules. It's just too bothersome to carry a cell phone around with me. How is it too bothersome? Those things are so small, like you wouldn't even notice it in your pocket. How do you know my number? 5 years ago, when I left Kazagara, I was still just a kid, so I didn't have a cell phone. What? Don't bother, it's too much of a hassle. Writing text on a cell phone is too fiddly, which is a real pain, so I don't really like it. But it looks like a guy isn't listening to me and started walking on ahead. It seems like an interesting school. It was different to the sports schools or regular schools and had a special kind of atmosphere. Everyone looks like they enjoyed it and everyone seems like they enjoyed it, and it's how should I say, like they come here to hang out. Things they want to do. I don't know, there were a few that seemed interesting though. What do you do again? Robots? That sounds interesting too. Yeah, I'll think about it. Isn't your place around here? No longer there because of reconstruction. No way, seriously? How do I close this? No way, seriously? Hey. Thanks for everything today. No, I mean that you're the same way towards me as in the past. Why wouldn't she be? That was a big help. Seriously? So what? I didn't have that kind of thing at an all-boys school. Okay, I looked happy as she said that. So have you. To be honest, I thought she would have grown up to be more rough and tomboyish. Gaya started smiling quietly. Looking at that innocent smile reminded me of how Gaya was when she was still just a kid. Yeah. Ow. She gave me a great big slap on the back. Gaya gave me a big wave and turned the corner. Ah, you doofus. She might have gotten a little cuter, but she hasn't really changed on the inside. Welcome back, huh? Her attitude hasn't really changed compared to before, and somehow I felt that it had saved me. Wait. Why is she still there? God damn it, I better not have to reinstall this game again. I'm just gonna assume she'll go away in a little while. If it doesn't, then I guess I'll go figure it out, but if she just disappears, then I'll just, whatever, just ignore her, she's not there. After Gay and I went our separate ways, I went shopping for dinner on the way back. It's gonna be hot again tomorrow. I'll have to make nutritious food to give them energy. Enthusiastically, I put the menu together in my head. I said that with a weird accent. Ah, I forgot to buy milk. Nope, she's still there. There was a convenience store right in front of me. 5 years ago, there was a tobacconist here. Never heard that word. It's a little expensive, but I don't have time to go back to the supermarket. I thought to myself. Yeah, there she goes. The automatic doors opened, and the one with the self-proclaimed cool allure left the shop. She had a bag on her lap, and she had a smile on her face, which is the exact opposite of cool. She didn't notice me and went back in the direction of the dormitory. It's her. She didn't go to school, so what is she doing? I gave up on buying the milk and followed Kotoi. When she got back to the dormitory, Kotoi opened the front door just slightly. She called Hat from the other side of the door and spoke to him about something. She was sneaking around and seemed really suspicious.
Is
she talking about me? This is a girls' dormitory, so I'm the only boy here. I don't remember being mean, though. I don't know why, but it would appear that she is sneaking around to avoid being found by me. If that's how you feel. Headed for the back door to the dormitory. I'll hide in the kitchen for now. Shh. This is about me. Tell her I'm not here. I doubt that he got the message, but wiggled his butt as he left the dining hall and headed for the entrance. While I'm waiting in ambush, I'll put the food I bought in the fridge. After a little while. When Kotoi came into the dining hall, she went straight for the cupboard and took out a spoon. Without taking out a dish, she stayed seated in her wheelchair. She put the shopping bag from the convenience store on the table. Inside was a Hargen. What the heck is Hargen Darch? Needless to say, it was top quality ice cream. Oh. Not only that, but it was the family size. It's the big tub that costs $25. She opened the lid, and in her right hand she had the type of spoon that you'd eat things like curry with. Kotoi's spoon was still above the smooth surface of the Hargen Dutch. Is that how you... I don't know how to pronounce it. Then she dug a big hole in it. One scoop like that would be about $1, and she stuffed the whole thing in one mouthful. I would die. I can't handle, like, eating ice cream like that. She brought her hand to her cheek as though she was flooded with happiness from the bottom of her heart. What is she doing? Seeing what she was doing made hiding and watching her seem pretty ridiculous. Without knowing I was watching, Kotoi began to shovel in more ice cream like a construction machine. Even if it was only a 105 yen ice cream, you'd savor the flavor more than that. With the next mouthful of ice cream, Kotoi suddenly lowered her head, holding her temples. To be able to get brain freeze from eating too much Harken Darch is the very height of luxury. During this little pause, Kotoi opened up her notebook. There's something written there. I sneak up a little closer behind her. Shh. Next to the words, eat as much Harken Darch as I want. Kotoi happily wrote the word done. What is that, your bucket list? Are you dying? It seemed to be some sort of list. Things I want to do. That was the title, and there were bullet points below. Stroke the head of the big dog in the neighborhood. It's really scary, but it might be unexpectedly friendly. If possible, I'd like to ride around on its back. Okay, no, another Steam trading card. I think that's the last one I'll be getting. Fill the bathtub with water and swim in it like a pool. Pie throwing, and so on. Among those was go and see Windmill Hill, with done written next to it. And what is this? Whoa. Totally scream pierced straight into my right ear and out my left. I was here before you were. Your mouth was open in shock as you looked at Hat. I guess it's no good sending a duck to scout the place out. Even if he was able to completely grasp what his responsibility was, there's no way he could convey the message. Kotoi seemed ashamed and looked away. I'm sorry I surprised you. You were sneaking around, so I wondered what you were doing. I didn't mean to spoil her personal enjoyment. I went back to the kitchen to get things ready for dinner. Kotoi's face seemed to say now it only tastes half as good as she sulkily ate the ice cream. Why are you taking time off school? Oh yeah, that's a cough noise. She's blatantly lying. Would someone who has caught a cold be eating ice cream? I'm the dorm mother, you know. I have to make sure the board and students have the right kind of lifestyle. Well, deal with it. Who cares? I'm the dorm master. You listen. Swoosh. She went through the trouble of turning around so that she could point at me. If you want to call me dorm father, then that's fine by me. Lily turned back around and went back to enjoying her ice cream. What a brat. If you weren't at school, then where were you? I softened my tone a little as I ask her. Did you go back to Windmill Hill? She's ignoring me and eating her ice cream. It has something to do with me. I don't mean that. Yesterday, if I hadn't been passing by, where would you be right now? If you're not careful in a place like that, then maybe no one would have come. If you can't move your wheelchair, what would you have done by yourself? Do you still think it has nothing to do with me? I'm not accusing her of anything. That's why I tried to speak as gently as possible, as to not to sound too harsh. However, I showed her how serious I was. Are you proud of that? If you think that people will be happy because it's so rare, you're severely mistaken. He seemed daunted by this sound argument, put down the spoon and started thinking seriously. No, I don't. I sound a little mean, so could I? Is that a sniffle noise? Igu? Became tearful all of a sudden. Her cheeks were quivering as she desperately tried to hold back the tears. Hey, I'm sorry, I was joking. Don't make that face. That's right, see, you're fine. Had quacked as though he was trying to cheer Kotori up. I wouldn't tell you to say thank you, would I? It's just that if you go out without telling anyone where you're going, it's kinda dangerous, you know? She wiped the corner of her eye a little with her finger. What are you even talking about? Somehow that's what the look on her face said. She put the spoon down and went to leave the dining hall. Good. Where are you going? She closed the notebook and put it on her lap. And a piece of paper fell from the notebook. He dropped some. Until he looked as though she hadn't heard and left the dining hall. Hat went after her. As the sound of the wheelchair grew distant, I let out a big sigh. Maybe I said too much. It's just that I was really worried about her. I better be recording my audio. It is, okay. I don't know anything about what's going on with Kotori, so perhaps I was unnecessarily interfering. Wait. Speaking of which, she was wearing her uniform. However, she was wearing her own clothes yesterday when she went to Windmill Hill. Could it be that she was actually planning on going to school? That's possible, isn't it? As I thought of that, I felt my mood lighten a little, and I picked up the piece of paper that she had dropped. For a moment, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a notice for withdrawal from school. Does that mean, like, she's taken out of school, or like a temporary withdrawal? Hello? Okay.
元気出しなって、葵
Why
く
are you
ん。
so close? I was depressed while I was cleaning up after dinner, and Kanako came to comfort me. Why? Why did everyone leave so much uneaten?
ちゃんと美味しかったよ。
For tonight's dinner, Kanako was the only one who ate all of her food. Without exception, everyone else left some uneaten. Tomorrow I'll make food that is even tastier, so tasty that no one will leave anything uneaten. I felt renewed determination, and then the duck came waddling into the dining hall.
ハト先輩、ガンチャース。わわ。そっか、お腹空いてんだね。葵くん、なんか食べるものある？
No, there's some vegetables left over.
それでいいよ。
Kanako took the leftover vegetables and fed them to Hat. Is this duck her pet? Are you allowed to have pets here?
よ、誰のペットでもないよ。私がここに来る前から住み着いてたの。誰がいつどうして持ち込んだのかは不明。だからハット先輩。
So the owner must have been keeping him.
それが違うんだって。いつの間にかいたって言ってたよ。だからペットっていうより同居してる感じかな。
Kotori also called him a housemate. It's a mystery. When she had finished feeding Hat, Kanako got out of her
さ
seat.
てと、一風呂浴びるかな。なんでよ。いいじゃん、夏なんだし。
Wait, who said that? That was me. Don't go walking around in your underwear again, okay? No.
ケチ。
Kanako gave me a quick insult as she left the dining hall. Why does everyone have to insult me just before they leave? I felt a little hurt as I cleaned the dishes. This time it was Kotori poking her head into the dining hall. It was almost as if she was waiting for Kanako to leave before she came in. She doesn't seem to get along well with her, so maybe she really was waiting for her to leave. I thought she might have come to have dinner, but she appeared to be looking for something. She's looking under the table.
ハト、邪魔よ。わわ。
She went around the table once and then came past the counter in front of me.
ね、紙見なかった？
No, I haven't. What kind of paper?
紙は紙よ。本当に見てない？
Positive. Kotori groaned while staring at my face as if she were trying to see if I was telling the truth. With a straight face, I wiped the dishes with a towel. With no way to check, she went to look elsewhere. I'll put your dinner in the fridge, heat it up in the microwave, and eat it later, okay? What? It looked like it skipped something there. I couldn't help lying to her. The thing she was looking for was the withdrawal notice that I had picked up. People read that if it carries on like this, she'll stop coming altogether. Looks like she's not really enjoying school. I guess words crossed my mind. Looks like Kotori really is planning to drop out of school. What am I doing? Why didn't I give the withdrawal notice back to her? There I stood, not even really understanding these feelings myself. Extend little wings, let's fly in this high sky, drink time. Well, that was very quiet. Early in the morning, the doorbell chimed, so I went to open it, and there I saw Agea. What are you doing here?
本当に寮母さんやってるんだ。
Is there a way to, like, close this? Okay, there is a way to close it, okay. She remarked as she saw me wearing an apron.
ここってさ、魔女の館だよね。うちの学生寮だったんだ。
Agea focused on the word student dormitory as if questioning their suitability as she gazed at the magnificent entrance. I was surprised too to think that I would become the caretaker of the place that we used to sneak into when we were kids.
いいなぁ。私も住みたいかも。だってさ、葵と一緒だったら絶対楽しいもんね。
Yeah, you're better than the other people here. Why'd you come here? I asked while guessing that perhaps she had come to invite me to walk to school with her. She is, after all, my #1 best friend.
おっと、そうだった。ハバネさんを誘いに来たの。
I was wrong. Miss Alul.
ビューチーさん？
Now it's nothing. While blushing due to the misunderstanding, I look back towards Kotori's room. Looks like she still hasn't woken up. Even if she gets up now and takes her time eating breakfast, she can still make it with time to spare.
そっか。じゃあ待たせてもらおっかな。ごちそうさま。
Oh, there's still some left.
悪いけど朝からこんないっぱい食べれないって。
You're joking, right? I only gave you a little bit.
運動部の子でも朝からこんな山盛りのナポリタン食べないよ。
What the heck is Neapolitan pasta? Yeah, I guess. Kinda go ate the whole thing again this morning, though. How was the taste?
美味しかったよ。
Really?
うん、ほんと。量が多いから途中で飽きてきたけど。
With good food, it tastes good no matter how much you eat.
あんたの味覚って昔っから大雑把よね。
An unrefined palate? Shock hit me like a bolt of lightning. I hugged my head in dismay.
なんでそんなショック受けてんの？
The truth is, Gad had revealed the reason why. Since yesterday, the boarders hadn't been eating my cooking properly. I thought I'd ask her opinion, which is why I made her some food and got her to eat it. It was made from leftover ingredients anyway.
朝から生姜焼きとかナポリタンとか果てしなく女子受けしなさそうなメニューね。もっとこう爽やかなのはないの？パスタにしてもトマトソース系とか和風にするとかさ。
Cooking for girls is so difficult. Boy or girl, we're all human. Tasty is tasty. That's what I believed. Just as I was seriously troubled by this, I heard the squeaking of turning wheels coming from down the hallway. First, Hat the Duck came into the dining hall, then Kotori came in after him. It's the opposite of what usually occurs.
なんで私が。
Kotori rubbed her sleepy eyes and started preparing Hat's food. Somehow looked as if the hungry Hat had woken her up.
さあ、たらふく食って太りなさい。そのうち私があんたを食べてやるんだから。カカー。
Not understanding her words, Hat quacks happily as Kotori speaks to him and eats his food.
アヒルだ。かわいい。
Kotori notices that Gea is here and instantly opens her up.
これコーダ
her
ックだよね。テレビの CM で見たことある。ハバネさんが飼ってるの？私の部屋に勝手に住み着いてるだけよ。あなたここで何してるの？ハバネさん最近ずっと休んでるから様子を見に来たんだ。先生にでも頼まれたのかしら？そういうんじゃないけどねえ、一緒に学校行かない？誰があんたなんかと。
Kotori gave a humph and made another one of those straight faces she's so good at.
でもあんまり休むと授業とか遅れちゃうし、あなたには関係ないでしょ？そうなんだけどね。そうだよね。誰も今日休むなんて言ってないじゃない。勘違いしないでね。あなたに言われたから行くわけじゃないのよ。じゃあ待ってるね。誰があなたと一緒に行くって言ったのよ。私は一人で登校します。
No, go with her, so at least we know that you'll actually go. Kotori said with a straight face, then turned her wheelchair around. Just as she was about to leave, she stopped the wheelchair and turned
あ
around.
なたたち知り合いなの？
Huh? Yeah, we're childhood friends.
バカみたい。
Looks like she has an even worse attitude this morning. However, she did say she was going to go to school. After tidying up the breakfast things, I left the dormitory with Gea. On our way to school, somehow our conversation returned to Kotori. Is there a reason why Kotori stopped coming to school?
まあね。ハバネさんって足が不自由でしょ？2年で一緒のクラスになった時、そのせいで浮いてるような感じしたから、時々話しかけるようにしてたんだ。
That's so like I had to worry about that sort of thing. If there are any people who don't really fit into the group or are left out, she won't just ignore them. in the past. That's why I started to play with my bow, so it could have been for the same reason.
けどハバネさんはあの調子でつっけんどんっていうか馴染む気がないみたいなんだよね。
Yeah, I can imagine that somehow.
そんな私とハバネさんのこと見てたクラスの子らがついに怒っちゃってハバネさんに物申したのが始まり。クラスの女子 vs ハバネさんの大喧嘩になっちゃって。
When Geha reminded herself of what happened back then, she wearily slouched forward. Geha is cheerful and has many friends. Kotori, who didn't respond to Geha's concerns about her, might have been seen as the one in the wrong by those around him. Since then, she stopped coming to school.
そういうこと。いやー、あの時のハバネさんすごかったよ。クラスの女子全員を向こうに回して全然負けてなかったね。
Geha's waving her arms around like someone from a kung fu movie and passionately tells a story. I decide not to ask her what kind of heroic deeds took place. Took places. Okay, took place, or for any specific details. Well, I didn't expect that. Even just by saying something in a slightly harsh way, she gets all tearful.
なんでハバネさんうちの学校に来たんだろう。だって授業も全然楽しそうじゃないし友達も作ろうとしないし。
Who does enjoy lessons? The only reason I could think of that was likely was because she has full disabled access. In fact, that could be the main reason.
ああ、なんかしてあげられることないかな。
Looking at Agaya from the side as she puts her hands behind her head and starts thinking things over, I remember the withdrawal notice that I picked up last night. In the spur of the moment, I decided not to give it back and act like I knew nothing about it. Is she really planning to drop out? Somehow felt like I had picked up some heavy piece of lost property. Two of us both made troubled faces as we walked. What is that? A quiet, strange commotion surrounded us. Most of the other students around us on their way to school were looking in the same direction. Over there was a tall, slender, beautiful girl walking along. Oh, it's her. It was the girl I met in the garage. Everyone was looking at her with curiosity, but it seemed that she hadn't noticed that other people were looking at her. Unassigned has added me to their friends list. I don't know if I'm going to accept that because their name is just unassigned. I was looking at her in the same way as everyone else, but Agaya took the way I was looking the wrong way.
ほほう、さすがお目が高い。あの人はうちの学校の超有名人にして超留年生望月天音先輩よ。
Super repeat student.
そう、もう何年も留年してるんだって。
Is she that stupid? She doesn't look it though.
どっちかっていうと天才？成績トップとかそういう次元じゃなくて先生ももう教えることは何もないっていうかたまに教えてもらいに行ってるとかなんとか。
Smarter than the teachers.
それなのになぜか卒業せず学校に居座ってるの。計画的に単位を落としてわざと留年してるんだって。
Well, I guess after you're done with school, you couldn't really go to their garage anymore.
本来規則で認められているよりも余分に留年してるから超留年生。けど珍しいな、朝の通学路で見かけるなんて。
I don't know if she's a genius or not, but she definitely seems like a pretty weird person. Then abruptly, super repeat student Amane Mochi... Oh my goodness. Super repeat student Amane Mochizuki senpai stopped walking and looked up at the sky. Everyone else mimicked her and looked up too. A jet plane flying through the blue sky, pulling its vapor trail along behind it. Everyone soon realized there was a plane and quickly lost interest and started walking again. However, Hamane Mochizuki kept on standing there looking up at the plane flying high in the sky. Did I say flying high? Whatever. When people came from behind and avoided her like she was in their way, she didn't pay any attention to them either. Oh, sure. Kotori arrived just as our morning homeroom class finished.
遅くなりました。
ハバネ、もう体調の方はいいのか？
はい、おかげさまで。
そうか、心配してたんだぞ。
Kotoya went past the homeroom teacher, who seemed bewildered that she had come back to school all of a sudden, then, still in her wheelchair, arrived at her desk. The desk right at the front was the only one that didn't have a chair. Everyone looked on, puzzled.
私は動物園の動物じゃないわ。
Now that Kotoya was in school, she started her cool allure routine again. She concentrated during the lessons and answered the teacher's questions easily when asked. Seems like her grades in regular subjects are at the top of the class. During recess, she sat at her desk reading a book or going off somewhere. She didn't try to talk to anyone, and even if a guy tried to speak to her, she acted like she hadn't noticed. The other girls in the class looked like they were worried about how they should treat her and watched her from a distance. During gym class, the way she looked on, bored, left an impression on me. She always looked like she was all alone and didn't seem to be enjoying herself very much. Hey, Kotoya. At lunchtime, I found Kotoya carrying her bag, about to leave the classroom, and I chased her down the hallway. It's lunchtime, you know, what are you doing? Suddenly, Kotoya sped away at an unbelievable speed. Hey! In the heart of the moment, in the heat of the moment, I tried to chase her, but I thought I would bump into passing students, and I was too slow to start moving. In the meantime, Kotoya had already gotten inside the elevator. According to the school rules, most students are not allowed to use the elevator. It was only supposed to be used by workers or teachers carrying big loads or disabled students like Kotoya. Even so, I chased after her, only for the doors to close mercilessly in front of me. Through the glass, the one with the self-proclaimed cool allure stuck her tongue out and headed to the floor below as I stood and watched. Yet not getting away. I ran and made it to the school gates. She was holding her bag. It seemed like she was trying to leave early, so I went to cut her off. However, I can't deny the possibility that her lunch is in the bag. You got the wrong idea. If that's not it, then what could be the problem? I watched over the school gates like some guardian statue. Something crashed into me from behind. In other words, it came from outside the school gates. What was that? I got up and felt like I was crawling out from under an avalanche. Then I saw a big cardboard box and a girl that had fallen over. Are you okay?
大丈夫。すまない。荷物で前が見えなくて。
Oh. Looked at her as I got up, and without thinking, I thought I was going to say the super repeat student, but I held my tongue.
君こそどこも怪我はないか？
I'm alright.
そうか、よかった。
And she says that the super repeating Super Senpai holds onto the cardboard box.
おっと。お腹が。
She went to lift the box up, but then Hamane Mochizuki Senpai slumped down, exhausted. Do you have to say her full name every time?
空腹による一時的なパフォーマンスの低下が著しい。
I'll help you carry it. Oh, it's so heavy. The big cardboard box is incredibly heavy.
いいんだ。自分で運べるから。
Come on, it's no big deal. I said as I went to pick it up anyway.
ありがとう。
Could you speak up? You're so quiet. Is this okay here? I don't know what's in it, but we put the heavy cardboard box on the floor.
悪いな。手伝ってもらって。
It's alright. Anyway, Senpai, if you're hungry... She was staring inside of the garage. But, Senpai? I found myself copying her and looking in the same direction. Inside was Kotoya. What is she doing here? She's by the big thing placed in the center of the garage and is trying to lift up the sheet to see what's underneath.
それに興味があるのかい?
Kotoya is surprised when Amane speaks to her. Kotoya seems intimidated and nods. Amane vigorously pulls back the sheet. Fuselage. Inside is a white, streamlined aircraft. It's got a duck on its I don't know, on nose, that's it, not hood. Kotoya looked at it dazed. I say wow as I let out a small surprised sound. Hey, it shows the wing up here, but then here it doesn't have the wing, and the wings are over back there.
これ、もしかしてグライダー？ああ、そうだ。
Amane nodded and cautiously moved her head towards the aircraft. Even the dimly lit garage, the glider's white body had a glossy shine to it, and it faintly reflected Kotoi's face. I moved towards it to take a closer look. Is this the one that we saw from Windmill Hill?
多分そう。
The smooth surface looks like it was made from plastic, however it's hard to the touch. The wings have been removed, and for now it was just the body.
コックピットはこんな風になってるんだ。
2 seats in it, not sure why. This is amazing. We started talking to each other at some point, but we hadn't realized who it was we were talking to until now. Hey you, why were you running away just now? She calmly ignores my question, but then hurriedly tries to escape, so I go ahead and block her. I won't let you get away. Why did you come here for? You're not here to eat lunch, are you?
意地悪な奴が校門で見張ってたからここに隠れてたのよ。
So she really was trying to leave early.
知り合いかい？
Amane was listening carefully to our conversation. Okay, yeah. Amane was wolfing down a Neapolitan pasta lunchbox, and Kotoi and I both had a face that seemed to say whoa and looked on in amazement. Why would we say whoa?
なんでかな。美人にこういうことされるとすごいがっかりする。
Oh. She didn't know that when she was eating ice cream like a crazy idiot, I had the same reaction when I was watching her. By the way, the thing that Amane was eating was the lunchbox that I brought. As usual, the boarders hadn't eaten the breakfast I had made for them, so I packed it as my lunch. I had made 2 lunchboxes. One was for me. As for the other one, I thought that if Kotoi was going to go to school, she might have found it difficult at lunchtime, so I was worried about her and brought another lunchbox. That's why I was chasing after her. She didn't need it. I thought that I might eat them both myself, but she ran away before I could even ask her.
でもいいのか？君のお弁当全部食べてしまって。
Asked Amane, although she'd already eaten most of it before asking. I already ate mine. I was hungry during morning recess, so I had lunch early. Relieved to hear my answer, Amane continues to enjoy the cold Neapolitan pasta.
美味しいな。
She's so
ちゃん
quiet.
としたご飯を食べるのは久しぶりだ。
Didn't you have anything to eat after I saw you yesterday? I only gave her 1 piece of bread. Amane stopped moving her chopsticks and took a good look at my face.
もしかして君は昨日パンをくれた人か？
You've only just now realized?
いや、昨日は集中していたからな。
She really is weird.
そうか、君は2度も私を救ってくれたのか。
She looked at me with eyes that sparkled like a little kid's. If she were a dog, her tail would definitely be wagging like crazy.
君からパンをもらったのが約20時間前で、それ以前に遡るなら、最後に食事をとったのはおよそ70時間前になる。
I counted on my fingers. If there are 24 hours in a day, that's 3 days ago.
太陽圏の豚骨ラーメン全部のせを食べた。スープが濃厚で美味しかった。
I like her voice, but she's so quiet. She recalls this and her face looks like she's about to start drooling. Why don't you eat? Are you on a diet? Oh, hold on, I'm gonna just take a screenshot of that in case... Oops. Oh, in case there's no CG. Why don't you eat? Are you on a diet?
忘れていた。
Huh?
考え事をしていると他のことをよく忘れるんだ。私はバカだからな。
Amane replied with pride. I prefer it if she didn't compare it to when people forget things because they're hungry.
ここでグライダーを作っているんですか？ああ。
Are you doing that here?
ソアリング部の部室兼ガレージだが。
Soaring Club? I wasn't familiar with that name. What's soaring?
上昇気流に乗ってグライダーで飛ぶことをソアリングと言うんだ。
Flying a glider by riding the rising air currents, I kinda get it, but on the other hand, I don't get it. So the aim of the club is to make and fly a glider.
そういうことになるの。
So this garage is used for club activities after all. Even so, it's pretty spacious. It's a garage.
グライダーって飛行機みたいなものなんでしょ。自分で作れるものなの。ああ、作れるさ。それが人工物である以上、人に作れないものはないはずだが。
I have a feeling that's not what she's asking. However, Amane answered the question in a totally serious manner.
どうやって作るの。そうだな。それを説明するなら実際に作ってみた方が早い。
Oh, is it? Hold on a moment, I said as Amane slurped up the last of the Neapolitan with extremely bad manners. Wiping around her mouth with a tissue, she started rummaging through a desk drawer.
あれはどこに行ったかな。
Peeking inside the drawers, somehow I get the impression that Amane is a typical disorganized person. Rather than things being put away, it was more like they were stuffed in.
あったあった。これだ。
The thing Amane had taken out was a paper airplane construction kit, made using cardboard.
さあ、作ってみてくれ。
Without thinking, Kotoi and I looked at each other. I felt that manufacturing a glider and making a paper airplane are completely different things, but for now I'll try doing as she says. Using glue and a craft knife, in about 10 minutes we had finished a paper airplane. What in the world? How big is this paper airplane? You can make one of those with one, sheet of paper.
できたわ。
Well done. Oh, geez, that's like an airliner paper airplane. Amane takes the plane that Kotoi had made and takes a good look at it. The wings don't look very sturdy. I feel like they just kind of flopped to the side if you threw it. Then she threw it. Paper airplane flowed gently as it flew and landed near the wall on the other side of the garage.
綺麗にまっすぐ飛んだ。いい機体だ。
Up, here we go with the stupid glitch of things staying on the screen again. Kotoi seems embarrassed to being complimented.
飛行機にはいろんな種類がある。ジャンボジェットや小型セスナ、戦闘機、そして今投げた紙飛行機。それらはみんな同じ原理で飛ぶんだ。
Paper airplanes and jumbo jets are the same.
ああ、原理は同じ。翼を使って空気に浮かび飛行する。
Kotoi and I both tilted our heads in puzzlement. What do you mean in puzzlement? I mean, yeah, I'm into, aviation, but I feel like anyone would understand this stuff. We both had a skeptical look on our faces. I can understand that a light paper airplane can fly by riding the wind, but it's hard to imagine that a giant hunk of metal can float in the sky on the same principle. You just saw a jet flying. That's what it's doing. If it didn't have wings, then those jet engines would do nothing other than make it go fast. There must be some other method that allows it to fly. Amane goes to pick up the paper airplane that she had just thrown.
これをよく見てほしい。君たちが知っている飛行機とこの紙飛行機、違いはどこにある？
The size and the material.
人が乗るかどうかも違うわ。そうだな。あとはエンジンがあるかないかくらいか。逆に言えばその他は同じだ。そこに飛行の原理がある。一般的な飛行機はだいたいこれと同じパーツからできている。まずは胴体。
Oh my goodness, please. It's all glitching out again. First is the body or fuselage.
次に主翼、水平尾翼、垂直尾翼。多少突飛な形状をした飛行機でもだいたい同じパーツか、あるいは同じ役割をする別のパーツによって構成されている。
When she puts it like that, I guess she's right. I've never paid that much attention to it, though.
ところで飛行機がなぜ空気に浮くのか知っているかい？
Didn't we literally just talk about this?
揚力があるからよ。そうだ。揚力とは流体の中にある翼に働く力のうち、流れの方向に対して垂直な成分のことを言う。
I look baffled again, and Amane smiles a little and rephrases it.
つまり空気が翼を浮き上がらせようとする力のことだ。揚力はここ。 主翼によって生み出される。翼に前から風が当たると空気は翼の上と下に分かれて流れていくことになる。
I can just imagine the wings cutting the air like a blade. Well, that's pretty much how it is.
この時翼の上側と下側で気流の速度に差が生じると流れの速い側の圧力が下がるんだ。ベルヌイの定理ね。
Standing beside her, I'm a little freaked out as she easily comes out with a word like Bel-Nui. What the hell is that?
授業で習ったでしょ。
You didn't learn that at my school. Maybe.
だから飛行機の翼は上面の空気が速く流れるよう設計されている。そうすることで相対的に下面の圧力が高まり空気が翼を持ち上げようとするんだ。
The air lifts the wings up. It's a phenomenon that is hard to suddenly imagine. So that's Bel-Nui's theorem. How many nods as if to say yes?
それともう一つ、翼の上面を流れた空気は翼面によって下へ曲げられ後方に吹き下ろしを生じさせる。
As she explains, Amine is drawing a cross-section of a wing. According to that, an airplane's wings are flat at the bottom and shaped like a mountain at the top, so it seems like it's semicircular. Apparently, the air on the upper side flows along the raised curved surface and then bends to flow downwards. As for why the air flows along the raised surface, it can be assumed that this is because of the natural nature of the air, or so it would seem.
この吹き下ろしはニュートンの第三法則によって同じだけの反作用を翼に与え上方に持ち上げようとする。
The reaction lifts up the wing.
重たいバスケットボールを地面に叩きつけようとしたら体がふわーっと浮く感じがするでしょ。
Okay, that I don't understand.
それと同じことよ。
What? Does that mean that when the wing drops in the air, the reaction causes it to float?
それら揚力が機体の重量を上回った時飛行機は空を飛ぶことができる。たとえそれが総重量数百トンに及ぶジャンボ旅客機だよね。
Theoretically, that may be so, but I still couldn't imagine how enough lift could be generated to allow a several hundred-ton airplane to take off. Well, they've got big wings and are going really fast. However, airplanes do actually fly in the
揚
sky.
力を生み出してくれるこの主翼は飛行機が空に浮かぶために必要なパーツというわけだ。
I don't know if I understand it or not. She didn't mention the tail, that's a pretty important part. However, I understand that the main wings are the most important part.
次に尾翼だが
There we go.
垂直と水平と2つある。これらは空中で機体の姿勢を安定させるためについている。飛行機は空中に浮いているから地面に立つ我々よりもいつだって不安定なんだ。まっすぐ上を向いてるのが垂直尾翼。横方向の動きを安定させる。
Why doesn't she just call it the rudder?
主翼と同じ向きに横に伸びているのが水平尾翼。こっちは縦の動き。つまり頭の上げ下げを安定させてくれる。これがないと紙飛行機もまっすぐには飛んでくれない。
Yeah. If you remove the tail, the plane will just kind of flop around and crash. I see, so that's why they have small wings on the tail.
そしてボディ。
Even birds have a tail.
ここは飛ぶこととは直接関係がないな。
But if you don't have this, there is nowhere to attach the wings.
以上が飛行機の基本形。
Well, I mean, the fuselage is kind of important. Like, it depends on how it's built.
これはずっと昔ライト兄弟の時代から変わらない。
If the main character asks who they are, I'm just gonna be very upset. Okay, since that long ago, the Wright brothers were the first people in the world to fly a plane, right? So nothing has changed since the very first one was made.
ライト兄弟は動力を積んだ飛行機で飛んだ最初の人たちだ。グライダーはそれ以前から飛んでいたぞ。
Yeah, I guess so. I always thought the Wright brothers were the first to fly.
翼の役割を知りたければこの紙飛行機で試してみるといい。例えばそうだな、垂直尾翼を少し曲げて、それ。
Plane that Amine threw curved gently as it flew.
さらに主翼のここの部分を少し曲げれば。
She bent the left and right main wings so that they twisted at the back. time of playing Twisted as it flew. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Seeing this, Kotori started to adjust the tailplane on her own paper airplane. Full of confidence, Kotori threw her paper airplane. Whoa.
Oh.
Did a beautiful loop-the-loop before landing. Loop-the-loop. Is that how it's said? I always said loop-a-dee-loop. Oh, that's cool. Did a loop-de-loop. Kotori and I both got really engrossed in adjusting the wings and playing around. Sometimes paper airplanes displayed some of their aerobatics, and other times they didn't fly at all and crashed into the ground. However, by trying it for ourselves, we were able to get a real understanding of the role of the wings. Education. This is what I'm here for. Not the cute girls. I'm here for the education that I already knew. By just changing the shape of the wings a little, you can make them fly in many different ways.
実際の飛行機には補助翼などの小さな翼がついている。それらを調節することで機体を操作するんだ。
As she explained, Emily moved to the side of the garage. Then she lovingly laid her hand on the
こ
glider.
のグライダーにはエンジンはついていない。紙飛行機を大きく頑丈にしてコックピットを取り付けただけのものなんだ。
Kotori and I looked at the paper airplanes in our hands. I imagine riding and flying through the sky. This is just like the fantasies I envisioned as a kid. The glider in front of me was the real thing.
どうだ？作れそうな気がしてきただろ？
But it doesn't have an engine. How does it fly? Like, they literally just talked about this. My character is so stupid. It's ridiculous. Oh my goodness, it's been 50. I mean, this is a long video. Paper airplanes gain thrust by being thrown by people.
風に乗って飛ぶんだ。
Both I and Kotori gaze at the white aircraft. That day we saw this flying from Windmill Hill. Riding the wind, their expression expresses it so perfectly, the way it flew so smoothly and calmly.
風に乗って。
Lemonade nods happily.
そして上昇気流に乗ってどこまでも舞い上がる。どこまでも？ああ、雲の上にだって行けるんだぞ。雲の上
Kotori looked at the aircraft with an expression of disbelief. Can gliders go above clouds? I feel like it would not be the easiest thing to do. I also couldn't imagine this thing flying above the clouds. Have you been there above the clouds?
それがな。
Suddenly her mood drops.
積み上がったのがついこの間でようやくテストフライトにこぎつけたんだが。あの時だ。
Ah. Kotori and I reacted by exchanging glances.
強度が足りなかったみたいで途中で主翼が折れてしまった。
So you mean...
危ないところだった。もし完全に折れていたら湖に落ちて死んでいたかもな。
She laughed as she spoke.
また作り直さないといけない。私は手先があまり器用じゃないからな。それと一部のケーキが故障してるのも分かったんだが代わりの部品が手に入らなくて困っている。自分で作っちゃえばいいんじゃないの？
Kotori said that so easily at a school where things like this are taught. They have all the equipment you need to make anything from a screw to an aircraft.
そうもいかなくてな。
Amine, with a troubled look on her face, took some broken parts from a
ダ
drawer.
イヤフラムといって待機速度計に組み込まれている部品なんだが特注品でこれを作った工場がとっくの昔に潰れてしまっているんだ。
Kotori and I gazed at the parts in the palm of Amine's hand. It certainly looks like it wouldn't be easy to make. If it's the same kind of thing that can be made in a town factory, there might be something that can be done about it. Amine's eyes light up as I quietly mumble.
本当か？
Oh, well, I don't know until I ask, but I know something like that.
頼む。それがないと本当に困るんだ。
Okay, I'll try asking next time I see him. Can I borrow this?
ありがとう。君に救われるのは
I just realized there hasn't
これ
been a
で3度目だ。
There hasn't been a single, like, choice that I can make at any point, and we've been playing for, like, 2 hours. Thank you, this will be the third time. Why am I reading that? Whoosh. Ugh. Suddenly she gives me a full-on hug and we're even cheek to cheek.
ありがとうありがとう
You can thank me once I've actually got it.
そういえばそうだったな。でもご飯のお礼も兼ねているんだ。だからもう一回感謝の気持ちを表させてくれ。
No, that's enough, seriously.
そうか。
Kotoe is suddenly glaring at me. I wonder if this will really fly. Kotoe and I both had... Kotoe and I both gazed at the glider with the same look on our
と
faces.
ころで君たち、もしグライダーに興味があるのなら、その
The bell rings, interrupting. Amane flinches in surprise and quickly turns her back to us. If we're interested, what is it?
いやいいんだ、忘れてくれ。
Main character is so stupid. Somehow it seems she's avoiding something. Amane?
なんだ？
Can I come and see you again?
ああ、もちろんだ。興味があるならいつでも来てくれ。
I have to bring her those parts as well.
君もまた見に来てくれ。
As Kotoe nods, Amane grins as she nods back. She's really beautiful, but her smile somehow makes her look like a little kid. Alright, shall we go back to the classroom? I started pushing Kotoe's wheelchair and decided to start walking.
どこ連れて行く気？
The classroom, of course.
やだ、やめて。私お腹空いてるの。お昼食べてないから。
You reap what you sow.
やだってもう。押さないで。
I brought Kotoe with me against her wishes, and we returned to the classroom.
Aoi!
Okay, there we go. We finally got past that scene. Alright, well, there was no CG in this part, so thank you for watching, and goodbye.